Hey everyone, Salesforce Shorts here. Today we're just going to talk about Batch Apex and basically how it works. It's going to be a short little method on the account object. So what we've got here is we've got an account and all we're going to do is update the description field at the bottom, okay? So if I go into my dev console, we've got our Batch Apex class here. So it can be pretty scary in the beginning, but yeah. It's basically got three methods. So it's got a start, it's got an execute, and a finish. So it just pretty much works in that order. We'll start with the start. So we've got a query here where we're just getting the ID and description from account, which is pretty straightforward. Then it's going to return this database, and we're adding a string there into this method. So in our execute, it's going to basically return all of this stuff from the start method inside of the scope. So we'll have the list of accounts. And what we're going to do is we're going to run a for loop inside of this for the accounts using the scope that we've got. And all we're doing is updating each account, the description field, to something new. So I'm just going to put this as field update worked. And then after running through all of them, we'll update the scope, okay? And then we've got our finish method here. Technically, you don't really need this, but we're just going to use this to say that the batch job worked, okay? Just a couple of things to remember about batch Apex is you can basically do up to 50 million records, which is quite a lot. You can do update, delete, insert, so it does pretty much everything. Yeah, it's used for large volumes of data. Salesforce will split it into smaller batches so that you don't hit the governor limits, which is pretty cool. To monitor it, you can go into setup and Apex jobs. I'll show you where that is. And yeah, just be careful. And when you're doing testing, make sure you do it in a sandbox first, because it can be quite dangerous, especially if you have a lot of records and you hit enter, it will update or delete or insert all of them. So yeah, just be careful with that. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into debug anonymous window. I've got my Apex class here, so just basically making a new one there, executing it, batches of 200, so you can change this to whatever you want. I'm just going to leave that on 200, and let me open up the log. So after executing that, actually let me just go to logs. So let's go to setup, just so that I can show you where to find the Apex jobs. So if you just type in job, so you can find the schedule jobs here, bulk data load jobs, Apex jobs is the one we're looking for. So inside of this, you can see that I just ran this batch Apex class. So there's only one batch there, which is cool, and batch is processed, all good. So now if I go back to the dev console and you double click on this batch Apex, we should be able to see our system debug. So batch job completed successfully, which is pretty cool. So now if I go to my account, this is what we had before. So if I just refresh this and then scroll all the way down to the bottom in details, you can see that the field update worked. And I'll just go to another account somewhere down here, just click on this one, and yeah, we'll do one more account just to make sure that it's done all of them. So yeah, you can see it's pretty much updated the description field on all the accounts. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a really easy way to do it. Yeah, and if you found this video helpful, please subscribe and check out our other videos. Thanks.